Let me show you how I got my chest of drawers looking like this, when they started out looking like this. So first of all, it was just a matter of taking everything apart. Now, this could be done without taking the drawers apart, but as mine were already falling apart, I thought that this would be the easiest. I removed all the hardware, screwing the bolts back on so I don't lose them. I gave everything a light sand over with 120 grit. To get the nice textured effect on the drawer fronts, I used this embossed wallpaper. I measured out a long strip, leaving plenty of excess, and then worked out where I wanted the pattern to line up, and then marked this with a pencil once I was happy. Then simply just cut it out. I worked out where the centre point was on the drawer fronts and then marked this. Then working out where the centre on the pattern was, I lined this up. I then marked the edges simply just by folding it, and then I could trim these off. Then it was just a matter of repeating the process for the other 3 drawer fronts. To attach the wallpaper, I simply used PVA and brushed this on. I then lined up the wallpaper, and to make sure this stuck well, I used a dry roller so that everything was pushed down. Line the wallpaper up so it wasn't wonky. I marked centre points on all the sides on both the wallpaper and the drawers, as you can see here, which made it a lot easier to ensure it was straight. Next up was the moulded trim. This was measured up to the drawer fronts with a lot of 45-degree angled cuts. Then it was just a matter of attaching it to the drawer front, which for this I used a nail gun. I nailed from the centre point first and then worked my way out to give myself some wiggle room. I used wood filler to then fill in the holes from the nail gun, as well as all the edges to ensure there was no gaps. Then to prime everything, I used Zinsser B-I-N. I've always had a nice finish when I use this, and I only use one coat. Then once everything was dry, I was ready for the colour. A little bit blotchy after the first coat, as you can see here. I used 600 grit sandpaper to give everything a light sand. This is mainly just to notch off any little bumps. Then I could go in with the second coat. Whilst everything else was drying, I could focus on the drawer bases. I used a 50-50 mix of PVA and water, then applied this lovely patterned wallpaper. After that had dried, I came back and then trimmed off all the edges with a standing knife. Then it was time to assemble the drawers, using PVA and then later on a little bit of force. Once everything had dried, I used a screwdriver to poke through the holes for the handles, and then it was just a matter of attaching these. Lastly, all I had to do was put everything back together. And here's the final result.